It's all in the details, as we like to say, which is why I'm super happy to be joined by somebody who is a really, really important part of those details. Practice hitters. Am I saying that right, Quinnton? What do you guys call yourselves? Are you a practice hitter, practice player?
Yeah, a sparring partner, if you will.
Okay.
Sparring partner is
Sparring
very
partner.
European, right? Sparring partner.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so, I basically tune up the guys when they have a day off in between their matches. We'll go for a nice hour practice, or if they're about to play, I'll warm them up for like 30 to 45 minutes, and I do my best to accommodate the players.
So Quinnton is one of a number of players here who's tasked with the really important role of helping some of the best athletes in the world get ready to play matches that really, really matter.
Right.
How much pressure associated with making sure that those go smoothly?
Yeah, I try not to think about it too much and just try to stay in the moment and, do my best to accommodate the players. Obviously, when I'm warming up Fed and Djokovic, it's a little bit more intense because so many people are watching, and these guys are really focused and zoned into feeling good before their matches. So, but it's been a great experience.
Talk us through the practice court. When you guys get out there, sometimes it's pre-match, Quinnton, sometimes it's a day off, so it will be a more fully realized practice. But what are you out there to do with the top players? You mentioned Fed and Djokovic, but you've been hitting with a lot of the top stars. So what's sort of the job description? What are they asking you to do on court?
So depending on who they play, they'll ask for certain patterns or specific type of shots they want me to hit, so I'll go on and execute that. Like for example, Joko was playing stand and he wanted me to block chip returns back deep, which is very hard to do on no back serve, but I certainly tried my best to do that. And on their days off, it might be a little bit more intense, where we're running drills, we're playing some practice points and what have you.
Quinnton, what's your tennis resume? Sorry, Prim. Yeah.
So,
how'd you get here?
I played professionally. I went to the University of Wisconsin. I got to about 800 in the world. I won a couple doubles titles professionally. I played challengers. I played a 250 event.
Yep.
I played Davis Cup for Puerto Rico. And I grew up in New York City, so I was #1 in every Asia division here. So
wow.
I grew up practicing here, so it's a great honor for me to play on Ash, even as a practice partner.
Well, Quinnton, are you reserved for any particular player? Because I know some players have their own hitting partners. Others are just the general tournament hitting partners.
Yes.
So what's your position?
At the beginning, it was kind of just whoever needed a partner. As players started to hit with me and kind of feel my energy, they started requesting me more and more.
Oh.
Wow. So I asked Josh Record, who helps oversee the practice courts, I was like, let's talk to one of the hitters. And he said, listen, you got to talk to Quinnton because he's in high demand. A lot of the players
That's awesome.
And so then do the players go through the practice desk itself, or are they just texting you to say, hey, when are you free? How does that work?
Usually their managers or their coaches go to the practice desk and then they request who they would like better. So sometimes they need a lefty, and we have a lefty on staff that'll accommodate them. But it's usually their managers or coaches.
Walk us through the process of assessing what a high-profile player wants from you. Clearly they're very specific about, they could have anybody in the world and they choose you because that's who they want. Not only can you give them what they need on the court, but aside from that, when you walk onto a practice court with a player that you've never hit with, let's just say Roger Federer, for example, because he's the GOAT, right?
Yes.
Yes, facts. Facts.
Exactly.
What goes through your mind in terms of, take us through top to bottom, how you start to shape that relationship? Do you talk to them? Do you look at them? Do you have a conversation about what they want from you? Do you get briefed by the coaches beforehand?
I make sure I introduce myself to the coaches first, and then the player will usually introduce themselves to me. And then from there, I just try to have calm energy. I don't want to make them antsy by me being nervous. That's going to kind of leave them uneasy. So I make sure I manage my energy, and I'm just real calm, and that's kind of who I am as a person anyway. But
Quinnton, do you want this to turn into anything more, or are you just doing this for fun? I can't help but think of Danny Valverde. I think he's got a great story. He started out as Andy Murray's hitting partner for a number of years, and now he's coaching. He went from Dimitrov to Stanimal. Do you want this to turn into anything else?
Absolutely. I'm certainly open to any possibilities that might open. I'm still trying to pursue my own professional career, so hopefully I end up playing against these guys in a couple years before they retire. That would be my goal.
So for
But
now, you're focused on your own tennis career.
yes, for now I'm focused on what I can do, and
Yep.
for me to see this level is the best in the world. So it's a great
Yeah.
opportunity for me to see what else I need in order to achieve that next step in my career.
If you do take that next step, you have to tell us because we
Yeah,
have to have you
totally.
back.
You guys
Are
have
you
me
kidding
on.
me? That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, that would be-
So does that mean you're still actively playing out on tour?
Currently, I was injured,
Yep.
and then the restructuring of the
Yep.
whole ranking system
been
kind of
tough.
it weeded me out of the ranking, so it's been really
Oh,
difficult
wow.
for me to actually get into a tournament at this point. But I stay on my workout regimen. I stay working. I stay ready, and opportunities like this, presented itself, and luckily I'm in shape, and I've been taking care of myself, so I was able to give these guys a good practice.
And so you're here, you'd get paid here for the time that you're here?
I do
This-
not get paid for
You
this.
do not get
No.
paid? And so what's your day job?
Well, coaching kids. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Where do you coach?
Nice.
I coach out in Long Island in Queens. So all the knowledge that I've collected over the years, I make sure I inspire the youth to that it is possible, especially coming from the north where it's a little bit more difficult. It's
Yeah.
more expensive, lack of resources up here. But I always try to inspire people that there's always a way.
I think it's fantastic that you're a role model, and I also think it's really great for you to come on and kind of open up the lid, so to speak, on how difficult it is for players to
Yes.
reach this elite level, because those who are watching on US Open now, or those who tune in casually for a Grand Slam like the US Open, I think sometimes you would see like a Joker or a Roger
Yeah.
and think like, oh man, well they're just like the greatest tennis players, and not even consider how many tennis players there are under them,
Yeah.
how difficult the process is. I mean, can you shed some light on the struggle?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of amazing players out there, really, at the futures level, to the challengers, to college tennis. There's really a lot of talent out there that, there's just a lack of resources. Tennis is about resources and what kind of team you can put together under a constraint, short budget.
Yep.
And, tennis is tough like that, and that's the not so glorious parts of the game.
But being able to hit with and alongside the best of the best, that has to give you a serious boost of confidence, especially if you're being requested time and time again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely, it's a huge confidence booster for me. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do next.
What do you got? You have Dimitrov tonight. Who are you hitting with this evening?
Yeah, I warmed up Joanna Konta and Christiane. She's a fellow New Yorker, and I have Dimitrov later tonight.
Nice. Awesome. What's the weirdest request? I'm always curious. Like, you talk about Joko wanting the
Yeah.
blocked back serves, but is a player ever like, I want, this many drop shots, or what is one weird request you've got?
Actually, I had
question.
one young lady tell me to slice everything,
Everything.
every ball, and like I wasn't
What
really
did they
used to
were
that.
they playing a slicer?
Yes, they're
Okay,
playing.
well,
They're
yeah.
playing
slide.
Nicolas. They had to be playing Nicolescu. Or someone.
We
Yeah,
won't
someone.
make you. We won't make you
And it
tell
was-
us. We won't make you tell us. We don't want to get you in trouble.
You don't have to
Exactly.
name
Yeah.
names. I will.
So, final question:
Yeah.
do you get nervous?
As the tournaments progressed on, I've felt a little bit more settled and
Okay.
Nice.
I'm
But you
getting
still
used
get
to
some
the
butterflies
pace.
a little bit.
Yeah, when there's a lot of people watching, certainly, and
Yeah.
I'm from New York, so I have people kind of chirping my name and like asking me random questions. I'm
You're
like,
getting heckled.
yeah, you could have,
the practice
called
court.
me or send me a text message or something. Not try to have a dialogue when I'm playing with Djokovic in front of like 1,000 people.
hilarious.
Is there
So-
one moment that has really resonated with you, whether it's in the course of actually hitting with one of these elite players, or even like a smaller moment in the beginning or at the end that's really stayed with you, that you felt like, wow, this is really special?
I think when I warmed up Roger in Ash, and that was like 2 days ago in the morning. It was a special moment for me.
Nice and quiet.
Because I remember getting his autograph back when this might have been his first slam. I was like 10 years old, maybe.
Wow.
And nobody was waiting online for his autograph, and I was the only kid that went up to him and like got his autograph. And then, what is it? 15 years later, he's arguably one of the best athletes of
Did
all
you
time.
tell him that story?
I wanted to,
You're
but
like,
there was too
nobody
many.
knew you. Nobody
Yeah.
wanted your
Oh, man.
autograph.
Yeah, so I mean that was a special moment for me, and I think I felt a little bit more anxious then. So I wanted to give
Oh,
him like
just
a
because you're
perfect.
casually on Ash with Roger Federer?
Yeah.
Like, what's
Come
the
on.
big deal?
Yeah.
Please tell me. I know it's not kosher, but please tell me you at least get a couple selfies out of this.
No, I didn't. I didn't
Really?
get any
Good
selfies with any
serious?
players. Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what? That's
You
why.
are a true
That's why
pro.
you're the most requested player
Seriously.
because you
Yeah.
read the room. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
exactly.
you don't
It's
want to
very
screw that
important.
up.
That's probably
Yeah.
why you're
Tell 'em that
requested is
story.
because you have that respect for the other players. You keep it professional.
Yeah,
Tell 'em
'cause,
that
you know,
story.
I know what it's like to get ready for a match and it's coming up and you just want to stay locked in. You don't. So I
Best
gotta
of luck
respect
to
that.
you down the road.
Yeah,
I think
seriously,
that
dude.
you
I
have.
appreciate it, guys.
I think
We
you're
really
well on your
appreciate
way.
it.
I think
Yeah,
you're well on your
totally.
way.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
Cheers.
for sure.
It was
Thanks
awesome.
a lot.